All right, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of your site, and that's actually making a blog post. At least I think that's the meat and potatoes in this particular, at least the blog part of your website. We have your banner, which I'll cover in another tutorial, but we have these nice, pretty, eloquent blog posts that we can do. We can click the picture, or click read more, or click the actual title of it, and then we get to the page that shows the full post, images, comments, all that good fun stuff. So how do we actually set this up? Well, really easy. Excuse me. Let's make sure we're logged in, of course. We want to go to the post section. And if we just click post, we'll see all the posts that are made up to this point. So right now, of course, we have all this dummy content, these filler, these generic made up posts, just for demo purposes. So you can come in here and easily delete these. You can click trash, or you can highlight these a bunch at one time like this and click delete. So if you want to delete the ones that we've made, you can do that. All that should be covered in those tutorials that I sent over. So with that being said, what we want to do is set up a new post, and we can do that by clicking here. We can do it here, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to do add new, and then your post title. So let's just let's see. How about spring weddings to look for? I don't know, just making some stuff up here. Alright, so then I'm going to copy in some dummy text just so we can have some actual content, at least something that looks like it's real content. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so now it looks like we have an actual article in there, some text, all that good boring stuff. I don't know if those tutorials go over it, but if I click this little icon up in here, I get more options for formatting. If I want to come in here and make this bold, or I want to insert a hyperlink, I come in here and I do this, and I can insert a hyperlink that's going to lead, maybe it leads to your shop, somewhere directly on your shop or something like that. We can do that. Alright, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and publish this, which basically is save. Now that makes it live, instantly live. Once you hit publish, it's live. You can also, there's a draft thing you can save up here. I can preview it. If you make a mistake, you can actually come over to where it says visibility. You can protect it so no one can see it, or the easiest thing would be to just make it not published, which would be draft. Okay, so but let's go ahead and see what we have so far. Let me refresh the home page. So here we are, spring weddings to look for. Bunch of boring text, blah 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 blah. Here's my little link I made. That's it. Pretty boring. So let's spice this thing up a little bit. First, we want to do is select some categories or make a category. So we'll do like weddings. I can click add category, which will give me, maybe you need to make a new one just for this one. Whatever, weddings. I'm just going to call it spring. And then you see when I add it, it automatically keeps it checked. Alright, let me save this because I want to show you something else real quick while we're talking about categories. Any of these generic categories you want to delete, like right now I'm doing these videos and just making up stuff because I have no idea what you're going to use, we can get rid of these. So on the left, under posts, is category section. That's where I am right now. So for instance, we come in here and I just made this one for spring. Well, I don't want this, you can delete it. Okay, so that's how you get rid of these categories. But for now, I need to make stuff, for demo purposes. All right, let's get back. So, a couple things we noticed when we did this is we have no main featured image, and it's a bunch of text and nothing else. So if we look at this one, we got a picture, we got a small blurb of text, and we got to read more. This one's got a picture, and so forth. So what we can do is a few different things. First, let's go ahead and do what's called our featured image. And our featured image, of course, is the image that shows right in this area. So for instance, this, the couple that we have in this one. So to do that, I don't know why this is giving me a hard time here. Okay, so we click featured image. There we are, it's gone now. Featured image right here. Set featured image. Get a dialog box. So what we see right now is all images that have currently been uploaded to the site at this given time. So these are all images that have been uploaded. So for instance, I can click this one. It's going to give me the information on it. Here's the size of it. Here's the size of it. Here's the information. and so forth. So if I come in here, I can do one of two things. I can pick an existing image from my media library, and you can tell that's where we are right now is by looking at this media library, or I can upload one. So I click upload, I'll click select my files, then I'll navigate to my computer and actually look for the picture and upload it. Now, a few things to remember. You want to keep your size of your images as small as possible. And by small as possible, I don't mean find one that's 50 by 50. Your dimensions for this at a bare minimum are, you know, give or take 600 by 360. So when I say small as possible, I don't mean make something small. I mean as small as possible to fit within this frame. If you start uploading pictures that are large in format, large in scale, you're going to start making your site load slow. You're going to run out of space. You'll see that this thing only takes 32 megabytes total as far as an upload. So I would be really, really cognitive of what you're uploading because it'll cause other problems. All right. So anyways, let's keep this quick and easy. I'm going to keep this one that I've selected. I select this one. I like this one. This is pretty nice. Then I'm going to click set featured image. And then here it is. It's set. Go ahead and update this, which is, like I said, a save. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Try this again. Come back to the page. There we are. There's my picture. Today's date's automatically in there for us. We have our title. And then we have all that text. So another thing to point out, and we're going to do this next, is I have all this text, then I read more. When I go down this one, I have a little bit of text and read more. You know, what gives? Well, we can actually control that. So, first thing is you can insert the read more. If you don't insert the read more, it puts the read more, which is this button, at the bottom of all your stuff, at the bottom of all your text. All right? Which would be here, right after this. But we want to control it, for instance. So what I would do is I would click my mouse in here, my mouse click pointer, my cursor, click it where I want the paragraph to stop at. And then there's a read more, which is right here. You see my mouse? Insert more tag, you see that? Click it. We'll get this little thing right here. Boom, boom, boom. Update. Now if I refresh this, it'll be clipped off. And there it is, clipped off. So basically, depending on how you do your post, and I know it's really popular with wedding or blogs and things like that, Style Me Pretty and 1,000 others that you are familiar with, where they insert all these pictures and all this stuff, and sometimes they go somewhere, sometimes they don't. So that's really easy. So what you would do is, let's get rid of this thing, get this out of here, is drop in your pictures. So let's say I'll come in here, start adding media. So let's see. This one is a good one. Actually, that's not a good one. Let's do, what size is this? 6 by 480 is a pretty good one. So 6 by 480. I'm going to center it. Full size. Insert post. There's our picture. Update. So now I have my post. I got my title, and then I got a little text, and then what I got an image, right? And then some more text, and then I read more. So that's basically how they're doing it. They're dropping in their posts and their pictures and their images, and it's going to be up to you to make a collage like this, meaning this picture where it has the drink me here and then the bouquet of flowers on here. They've made this in a program and uploaded it as one single image. So this system will not collage this for you. It's going to be up to you if you want to put them together where it's making this little mini collage. But you can upload it, insert that the same way that I did this one, just by uploading it and dropping it in. Okay? Pretty easy. Alright. Last but not least is you're going to see this thing called Add to Favorites. Settings, right below tags, Add to Favorites. Yes or no. We have yes. It's going to by default be yes. And what that loads to automatically is, whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Sidebar, we have a favorite section. My favorite posts. And see these pictures right here that look a little warped? This was done, I guess, basically pre-production, meaning we weren't done with it, and they uploaded and it looked a little goofy and silly. Once you update your site and correct these will disappear. But you'll notice this one looks proper. So if you've noticed that while watching this, don't worry about it, you're okay. But if you select that favorites, it's going to show up in this section. Here's where your favorites show up at. If I don't want it, if I make a post and I don't want it, I just do no. It's simple as that. All right, that will do it for. One more thing. I almost ran off. And what we'll see here is we'll see 1 post, 2 posts, 3 posts, and then what happens? We have older posts, right? So what about another post? How do we control how many posts show per page? Really easy. We want to go to Settings, Reading. And what do you see here? You see 3, right? So change that to 4 just so we can add another one. Clearly this is up to you. You want to do 10, 20 a page. That's, up to you. Just remember that as you change that, you're going to create more space in the sidebar unless you fill that, fill more information in here, whether that's posts or widgets or whatever the case may be. So let me save this. So now what we should do, or should see, is if I do a refresh, I should have 4 posts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is part of the 4th post. And then there's your thing, older posts. But like I said, look how this creates this extra space. So that's going to be you to dynamically control that, work with it, and basically just be comfortable with what you're showing on your site. All right. Hopefully that was pretty easy.